Okay, so the lecture today is to talk about converting one type of an equation to a different type of equation. You have to know how to do that, okay? Now the question is, what are the three types of equations that I've talked about for straight lines?
Ooh, point, slope,
So,
standard.
yes?
Point, slope, intercept, or slope, intercept, and standard.
All right, let's see. I don't know where I can write this. Okay, so we have point, slope. And what is that formula?
Y equal, or no, y minus y sub 1
Uh-huh.
equals m parentheses x minus x sub 1.
Right, okay. And then standard form? Anybody know what that is? It's this, ax plus by equals c. And slope intercept, I can't write sideways like this, which is y equals mx plus b, right? Y equals mx plus b. All right, so if we're in one of these formats and we have to go to another format, it's important to know how. It's rare that you're going to go from slope intercept to a point slope, but it's very common to go from point slope to slope intercept. And it's very common to go from standard form to slope intercept. And it's very common to go from slope intercept to standard form. So those are the three that we're going to do. Convert standard form to slope intercept. So if I gave you 2x, this is our first example. 2x minus 3y is equal to 9. Okay? What would I do? Well, actually, I'm changing my style a little bit of lecturing with this class for a while. Instead of asking you guys questions, I'm just going to lecture. Is that okay? And it'll go a little bit faster. And my reason for this is I want to have time for you guys to work on homework during the class, at the end of class, so that if people need my help, I'm here. Okay? So I'm going to just do a little less of asking you questions during the lectures. Okay? So what I'm going to do is remember, I'm trying to get it to slope intercept, which is y equals, right? That means I have to solve for y. I want all the other stuff on the other side except the y, right? So the first thing I do is I get rid of the 2x. So I subtract 2x from both sides. And I have negative 3y is equal to negative 2x. I like to write my x first, plus 9. I'm almost there, but there's still that negative 3 in the place in front of the y, right? I've got to move it. So make sure you're writing these down, because you're going to need these for homework, right? I've got to get rid of that negative 3, so I divide everything by negative 3. Divide everything by negative 3. Whoops. Everything by negative 3. All right. So negative 3 divided by negative 3 is just 1. So that gives me y equals negative divided by negative is a positive. So that's 2/3 x. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Right? It's pretty easy, right? All right, let's try another one. What if I gave you 4x plus 2y equals 10? All right, same thing. I wanted to say y equals. So I'm going to subtract 4x. Subtract 4x. Draw my line. These cross out, right? Then I have 2y, is equal to negative 4x plus 10. And then I want that 2 out of the way to turn it into slope intercept. So I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. That gives me y is equal to negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, x plus 5. Make sense? Do you guys understand it? Fist to 5? All right, so remember, the first thing is I want the y all by itself. I don't deal with the negative 3 yet. I first deal with anything else not associated with the 3y. I want to get rid of that 2x, so I subtract it from both sides. I can't say 9 minus 2x is 7x, because those are not like terms. So I've got to keep them separate. So I subtracted 2x from both sides. I have negative 3y is equal to negative 2x, and then plus the 9, keeping those separate. And then I just divide everything by the number in front of the y to get y all by itself. Okay? It's pretty straightforward, right? Okay? The next one is converting point slope to slope intercept. This is very common, very, very common. If I gave you y minus 1 is equal to 1/2 x plus 8. Again, I want it to say y equals, not y minus 1 equals. And I don't want any parentheses, right? Because slope-intercept does not have any parentheses. It's just y equals mx plus b. So my first step to go from point slope to slope-intercept is to get rid of my parentheses. So I'm going to use the distributive property, right? 1/2 times x, 1/2 times 8. So that gives me y minus 1 is equal to 1/2 x plus half of 8 is 4. Right? That was pretty easy, really, right? All I did was just my distributive property to get rid of the parentheses, and now all I have to do is add 1 to get rid of this on this side. I just add 1 to both sides. And I put the add 1 underneath the c, right, the 4. So y is equal to 1/2 x plus 5. Okay? So that was example 1 of those. I'll do one more example. Okay? Is it clear so far? It's pretty easy, right? Really. Y plus 7 is equal to 2 parenthesis x minus 4. Okay, so I've got to do my distributive property. So I'll rewrite this. Y plus 7 is equal to 2x minus 8. And then I realize the only thing in the way of it saying y equals is that plus 7. So I got to get rid of it. So I'm going to subtract 7. I'm not going to put minus 7 under the 2x. I'm going to put the minus 7 under the minus 8. And then I've got y equals 2x, negative 8, negative 7. Remember, when the signs are the same and you're adding them together, you're combining them, you keep the sign and you add the numbers. Remember? Negative 7, negative 8, right? This is going to be even more negative, right? So it's going to be negative 15, right?
Oh wait, 7 was negative 7?
Say what?
7 was we're subtracting 7.
But, yeah, but you've got, it's from a negative 8. It's a negative 8. So here's 0. Here's negative 8. And then 7 more. So it's at negative 15. You see what I mean? So when the signs are the same, I keep the sign and I just add the numbers. So negative 15. Okay? If the signs are different, I keep the sign of the bigger number. Right? And then I subtract the littler from the bigger. Right? Remember those rules? Okay. Fist of 5 in this. Does it make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Awesome. You guys, anybody need me to do more?
What about convert slope intercept?
Okay, let's move on to that then. All right, first one for this. Convert slope intercept. Y is equal to 2x plus 4. Remember, standard form has the x and the y on the left side of the equation, right? On the left side of the equation. Make sure you have these written down in your notes, because if you don't, you're going to be confused as what you're doing on this. But I want the x on this side, right? And I want just the c, just the 4 on the right side. So all I have to do is I just want the x over here in front of the y. So I'm just going to subtract 2x. Subtract 2x. And I have negative 2x plus y is equal to 4. And I'm done. It was one move.
Wait, but what are you subtracting negative 2x from?
I'm subtracting negative 2x here and negative 2x from 0. 0 minus 2x is minus 2x. 0 minus 2x is negative 2x. You see what I mean? I can't subtract the 2x from the y, so I'm putting it off to the left of the y, and then it just stays down here. It just comes down, negative 2x, and then the y is positive, so I put plus y equals 4. That's standard form. Another example of standard form. Let's see. Slope intercept to standard form. I'll do one that's a little harder. This one's on the homework. Yeah, okay. This is number 6 on the homework, right? And this is it. So it says y equals negative 7/6x minus 5/6. Okay? So you want to write this down, because this will be confusing if you don't write it down. Now, what's in the way? I want the x over here. Don't you agree with me?
Yep.
I want the x over here. So I'm going to add 7/6x to both sides. And that's going to give me, whoops, x. 7/6x plus y is equal to negative 5/6. Right? You with me so far? Is everybody with me? Does that make sense? So technically that's standard form. The only thing is, in standard form, have you ever seen fractions? I've never seen fractions in standard form. So I don't want these fractions. How do I get rid of fractions?
Well, they're improper, so you can
What's the trick to get rid of a fraction out of an equation, Tom?
divide.
You can, but you can say more. Yeah, Eric.
Numerator.
It's that special trick. We got to practice it.
You cross it out.
Right. So if you multiply everything by the denominator, remember that? Remember that rule? Everything by the denominator. Denominator is 6, right? So watch this. I'm going to put times 6 right here, upstairs. I'm going to put times 6 right here by the y. And I'm going to put times 6 upstairs. You guys writing this down? The 6's cross out. I have 7x. Y times 6 is 6y equals, the 6's cross out, negative 5. And that's standard form. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
You guys remember that trick?
Yes.
Multiplying times this in? Okay. So that's the homework. That's the lecture. I'm going to give you the homework now.